last week. He took down MaxPax and... was it MaxPax and Showtime? Or MaxPax and Hero? I think it was Showtime. But Jumy, he took them both down in the Monday Night Weeklies. Like, Jumy, he has taken down some big names. Like, Jumy, he has risen the ranks real fast and real quick over the past half year. And we'll see how he compares to his new opponent. Let's go. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of El Dorado, we have our South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran, representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the German Protoss player, the Green Protoss, representing Streamer Zone. It is Jumy. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat, as you can predict on who you think will claim it. Only one, though. As a reminder, this is a prediction for the series, not for the game. It is a greater prediction. And here we go. Here we go. For now, single gas. So economic opener out of ByuN, going for the Rax Expand. Meanwhile, Jumy going for a standard opener, going for a Gate Cybercore into Nexus. Standard opener out of Jumy, more economic start out of ByuN as we settle into El Dorado. El Dorado, of course, being one of the more quirky maps in the map pool. There are plenty of gold expansions. Gold bases abound here. You can expand towards your opponent. You can mine through these mineral patches and take that triangular third base, or you can take the linear expansions instead. El Dorado does often lead to a lot more longer game states. The reason for this, as you can imagine, is because the attack paths are very limited, especially if you don't expand towards the south side. You have the center attack path, and you have like one harassing attack path here towards the top side. Because there's only really two main attack paths, you can very easily defend, get vision on this, and deflect any kind of aggression and head towards a maxed out game state. So very often we have seen longer games on this map, but I say that you can mix things up by expanding towards the south side and by having a boosted economy and going for an all-in, or even going for drop play undetected. The rush distance by air on this map is very short. So because of that, whether it's Stargate openers or whether it's drop play, it can get out of hand really quickly if you're unable to get eyes on this. Right now, Jumy has the Zelnaga, does have the center base or the center location. Meanwhile, he's looking. Twilight Council opener. Twilight Council opener out of Jumy. He's opening a Blink, not Stargate. Go. We have 3 Matcherino contributors today. Oh, let's go. Hold on. Let me just quickly double check that. Again, if you want to help support this tournament, I should start the finals with that. If you want to help support the tournament, you can do so via Matcherino. Exclamation mark Matcherino in the chat, and you'll get a link to the Matcherino page. So far, not just Dave Tessa, Blakadooz, and Protostegosaurus have all contributed to the prize pool as well. So thank you so much. Big shout to Protostegosaurus, Blakadooz, and Dave Tessa for the support, for boosting that prize pool. Again, 100% of the money on Matcherino for this tournament, it all goes towards the players. It all goes towards top 4. It goes towards ByuN, Jumy, alongside Percival, and 3Point. Goes towards the top 4 players. Meanwhile, ByuN does slip in. It goes for a scout into the main base, gets eyes on the gateways, and should confirm the Twilight Council. So he does slip into the mineral line. Yep, gets confirmation. He does see the research, so he knows it is a Blink opener. So ByuN is aware. Behind this, going for a drop across the map. He went for a 1-1-1 into Marine drop. Now, bear this in mind. There's no stim. There's no upgrades here. These are vanilla Marines, so they don't have too much firepower here, but their goal is to focus down workers. They can focus down probes real fast and real quick. Oh my god. What is happening? Jumy does deflect it. Jumy is crazy. He's rushing into the gold. Rushing into the center gold expansion. Very risky maneuver here. ByuN, despite having the drop, he does miss this. He doesn't know. ByuN is in the dark. He will not see this. If there were workers mining, he would see the workers. Okay, he does confirm. He does confirm as he was setting up for a drop into the main. He does come across the expansion. and I don't see Jumy getting away with this. And this is the difficult thing about trying to rush into the gold base against Terran, is we did mention earlier, because of the rush distance by air, drop play is common, and drop players are going right past this location, so ByuN does see this. ByuN does see this. Now, Jumy, he already knows that there's a medevac here. He knows that there's a medevac in this area, so Jumy should be aware that there's a high chance that ByuN would spot this. And Jumy, he's opening up those minerals, he's trying to gain access to that base, and it's going to be up to Jumy to protect both his main and his third base. And it's gold. Meanwhile, ByuN is setting up. ByuN, you can see here, he's also mining through those patches. His goal is to break this gold. Of course, there's high ground right next to it, so it's very difficult to maintain this position, especially against these tanks. Tanks going to be moving in, dropping to the main base. Now, the drop and the Raven are designed to distract while the tanks get in position. If the tanks, if they can siege up within range of this Nexus, I don't see this Nexus surviving. Meanwhile, Jumy is getting in position, but again, the hope for ByuN is to drag these Stalkers back into the main with the drop. Here we go. Auto turret towards the natural. Minerals still trying to break out. Drop, not yet. Get an auto turret into the main. So far, getting 2-3 probe kills, decent damage so far. Jumy, he does not move, he does not react with his army, he's keeping his Stalkers in the center. So Jumy, he does have minimal reactions here to the Raven. Stalkers moving out, proxy gateway being set up. And ByuN, he does spot this, he does siege back at home. Ooh, Stalker, I believe, did see the opened up minerals. Yeah, just barely. So Jumy knows. He knows that the minerals have opened up. He should be aware that the army's coming. Jumy, yep, does rotate over. Trying to force the siege. Oh, bleeds out a Stalker. Yeah, 1-2 Stalkers go down. Brutal losses. Charge is done. But the tanks are sieged. And the ByuN army stims in. Yeah, stim is ready. Tanks under fire. Diving on the tanks. Oh, God. Tank blows are brutal. Zealots get on top of the tanks. Tanks are barely going to go down. But what about the ByuN? Is there enough here? It's close, but there barely is. Whew. Jumy defends. Jumy, he defends, he holds on, shuts down the ByuN. More Stalkers coming in to reinforce. Without the Zealots, Jumy has to back off. He has to pull away. Oh no! It doesn't pull away far enough. Please down the Stalker. Yeah, Marines, they bust into the main. This time they're stim. Jumy, he's barely holding, but again, he's bleeding out a lot of Stalkers. Shield battery putting in a lot of work. Zealots as well. Jumy, he defends the main. And once again, he keeps pushing down to 3 Stalkers on the front lines. And 3 probes falling. Jumy, he needs warpins. Not enough. Yeah, Jumy, he barely doesn't have enough. It was close. Observer goes down. 5 probes as well. Zealots, they do trickle in. Jumy, he's holding. Jumy, he's barely holding on. I mean, I say that, did lose a lot of workers, but still has a greater economy thanks to the gold. ByuN expanding toward, he's crazy. ByuN, let's go. Hyper aggression expanding towards Jumy. They're right next to each other. They're touching tips, papi. Oh my God. And this is just so ByuN can defend and attack at the same time. So he can defend his third base while attacking. Just hyper aggression out of ByuN. He doesn't want to slow down. Mine shots going off. Up. Oh, that didn't quite connect. There we go. They take down one of the Stalkers. The Zealots, they collapse on the army. Nice defense here by Jumy. Very nice. And now that he defends, now ByuN is getting punished. He's getting punished for the expansion. The mineral line is exposed. Boys are being pulled. Jumy, has he done it? Forcing friendly fire. Mine shots going off on the SCVs. 17 SCV kills. And ByuN, he wanted to be aggressive. He wants to break the goal base, but he gets punished for it. Jumy snowballing out of control, going for the kill, going for the CC. The command center will barely survive. Stalkers, they blinking, going for the medevacs. He gets 1. He gets the Raven as well. Nice pick off. Takes down the Raven. Running out of Zealots. Jumy has to get out of here. He has to pull away. Oh, going for the medevac, blinks away. And Jumy, he now has control of the map. He has a better saturation, better economy. Denies the third. Again, that was on the knife's edge. If you recall, a lot of it came down to those Widowmines, came down to the fight that ByuN went for. We dove into the goal base. The Widowmines were lackluster. They connected on one Stalker. And Jumy, he's going for the kill. He's going for the throat. Collapsing the army. Boys are being pulled once again. Jumy going for the CC. Oh, won't get it. He will not get it. A little bit greedy there. Once again, collapsing the army. Mine shots about to go up on the stalkers. Oof, nice blinks. He avoids those mine shots. Jumy backs off. Again, Jumy, he knows he is so close to breaking ByuN. So close. Jumy going for the other guy. Let's go. Going for the other goal base. He's not stopping. He's not slowing down. There's no brakes on the Jumy train. Oh no. And ByuN has lost too much momentum. He's lost too much momentum at this point. He's got a Ghost Academy on the way. It's exposed. If he loses control of this army, then he will lose the academy. Lose control of this location, this ramp, I should say. ByuN going for the gold. But Jumy should never allow ByuN to expand. At least not in these southern bases. ByuN's moving in, but Jumy, he's ready for it. So ByuN is being dragged out into the open. There are 2 Widow Mines. Jumy pulling away, waiting for extra weapons. There we go, does collapse in. There are now 4 Widow Mines. Mine shots going up. Massive connections. Oh my god, the connections are brutal. Zealots, they go down, and ByuN holds. Again, those are insane connections with those Widow Mines. Jumy, he stacked up too much. Jumy, now he's in trouble here. The gold base is getting up and running. ByuN has control of the gold. Jumy running out of steam. Trying to get this other gold base up and running. Yeah, ByuN, Ghost production has begun. As that academy has completed. And this bio army from ByuN it's getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand. Jumy trying to break down those rocks. Trying to wall off. But alas, Jumy, he's in trouble here. Going for a run by at the same time, trying to force ByuN back. Oh my god! ByuN lock him in! Knocks down the rocks. No escape. Jumy waiting for +2. Remember, he has no splash damage. No splash damage. Limited gas. Jumy, he is heavily reliant on all these zealots. And ByuN, he's snowballing out of control. Jumy, he was so close to breaking ByuN earlier. He was so close to breaking him. Ay. This was a crazy game. It was crazy. Oh, mine just going off. Once again, brutal connections on those zealots. The zealots, they just melt. And ByuN, he does it. He has too much. He has far too much at this point. It was a very intense back and forth. Again, Jumy, he was so close, but alas, ByuN, now he snowballs out of control. He has a 3rd base up running, a gold base at that. Marines, they scaled better into the mid-game. Scan takes down all the DTs. GG gets called, and ByuN, he breaks through. ByuN will take game number 1. Whew. GG, well played. A very intense back and forth. It was a crazy game state, with initially ByuN being denied, ByuN being shut down. GG, well played. And ByuN takes the lead. Here we go. Here we go. Jumy almost had, yeah, 100%. He almost had him. If you remember, there were a couple of key moments where I don't know if it would have been enough to break ByuN, but if you remember, there were a couple of key moments where Jumy was spending some DPS and in a way I would argue wasting shots on the CC. There were 2 moments. There were 2 times where Jumy tried to kill the command center of ByuN, the 3rd base specifically, where he was targeting down the command center at the 3rd location, and he also did the same thing when he pushed up the ramp into the natural as well. And one of 2 things, right? Either if he does kill the 3rd base, that would be a big win for Jumy. So if he was successful, then that would have been different, but he wasn't, right? So because of that, it wasn't really it really hurt him more than anything, where in that time he could have been focusing down medevacs or marauders, some key units, and that may have been the difference in breaking ByuN. But of course, it's a hard call to make, because at the end of the day, if he had killed the 3rd, and he had gotten close twice, if you remember, twice he got the command center down into the red where it was burning. If he had killed it, that, I mean, 100% worth it, 100%. but he didn't, right? He wasn't able to break the third base in both instances. And because of that, like retrospectively, we can say like those are moments where we could have been targeted down some more key units, right? Some more, whether it's SCVs, Marauders, Medevacs. But very close, very close. And here we go. And spawning in the right-hand corner of Amygdala, we have our German Protoss player, the Green Protoss, representing Streamer Zone, down in the series. But what a game one! What a way to start the series. We'll see if he can make a series out of this. I believe he can. It is Jumy. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran, representing Shopify. In the series 1-0, it is ByuN. Ooh, as ByuN, he does sneak by with that SCV. He barely avoids the probe. He was hiding here on the left-hand side, and he comes in with the eBay block. eBay block out of ByuN. Meanwhile, we do see Jumy. He does confirm the lack of gas, so only one gas should mean a CC. Oh my god, he's crazy! He's going for I missed it. He's going for the cannon rush. Oh my god, Jumy, he's lost his mind. Mate, game one broke him. The cannons are on the way. Boys are being pulled. The eBay gets cancelled as we need as much money as possible back at home. And we'll see if Jumy can get this up and running as the cannons are on the way. Let's go. Oh my god, one probe goes down, but one probe still survives. Cannons on the way. Oh no! He gets blocked the cannon. Second, third cannon. 5 cannons in total, but the cannons, they're out of range. I should say the low ground cannons, they can't support. Yeah, they cannot support. Cannons are being denied. GG and Jumy. The cannon rush will fail, and ByuN will take a 2-0 lead. GG. Oh my god. Aye. It is difficult to cannon rush a Terran player. Very difficult. Unfortunately, wasn't quite able to get it going. It was definitely out of left field and crazy. But unfortunately, we saw that ByuN, he was able to pull the boys in time. He blocked one of the cannons just in time as well. Now we're jumping into game 3. Just catching the chat through, going for the CC and YOLOing into mines. I would not say throw, just as I was emphasizing previously, I do think that that there's value in killing the CC at that time. Like, again, like we know that he wasn't able to, but at the time, like, there was a proper argument for going for it. Did fail in the end, but was still very close. Referring to game 1, but here we go. We're jumping into game number 3, and I'm hoping that we can get an extended series. I'm hoping that we can bring it back and get into game 4 or game 5, but I feel like a lot of it is determined on this player here. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Leylines, we have the German Protoss player, the Green Protoss, representing Streamer Zone, with some wild builds in both game 1 and in game 2. It is Jumy. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player once again going for the eBay block. Representing Shopify Rebellion, it is ByuN. Here we go. So just like the previous game, he's moving out with the SCV, and the goal here should be to sneak in and to eBay block the expansion. We'll see if Jumy can get an eye on this ahead of time and shut this down. As the SCV does move forward, Jumy's on the low ground. This time he's ready. Yeah, this time he's in position. eBay gets thrown down, but Jumy has a much faster reaction, much faster response. Pulls a couple of boys, 4 probes in total. Good reaction so far here, and Jumy will shut this down. So nice start here for Jumy. Again, this could have been so much worse if Jumy didn't move down to the low ground. If he missed this, Jumy would have been forced to expand elsewhere. As we're getting into a longer game state. Wonder if he's been getting lessons from ByuN. Oh no. Possibly. Aye. Este Jumy. I mean, as we've seen so far in this series, like Jumy, he can play standard, he can play macro, or he can be just crazy and wild, right? It's like, even game 1, winding it back, I don't want to harp on game 1 too much, but it was an amazing game. But remember, Jumy, he rushed into the gold, right? Like, he rushed into both gold bases, really. But that helped fueled like his build as well. Like, there was a lot going on. Speaking of Jumy, he doesn't expand. He pretends to expand. He threw down the pylon, but instead we're going for the proxy. We're going for a one base all in. Okay, one way or another, this game is about to end, as we have how many gates? 3 gates at home and 1 proxied across the map. It's going to be a 4-gate one base all in. So 4-gate one base all in. Meanwhile, ByuN did go for an economic opener. He went for a single gas. That is why the factory is later. The second gas is later, and he has a faster CC. So this is already looking decent for Jumy. Already, economic opener out of ByuN. Delayed factory is solid here when it comes to this all-in. But the CC is on the high ground. So Jumy, he cannot threaten or delay the command center, which I'm sure he would have liked to have done. So ByuN is playing safe. He's playing economically, but safe as well with that CC on the high ground. Jumy will see if he can break this position. Safety Cyclone is on the way. The Cyclone is going to be the backbone of ByuN's army. No bunker because ByuN hasn't scouted. ByuN doesn't know what's coming. If he was aware of the all-in, we'd see bunkers, 100%. And maybe even a couple of pre-pulled SCVs to repair, but ByuN is unaware of what's going on. This still needs a little bit more time as gateways are finishing up, and here comes the warp in. There it is, 4 stalkers at a time. Warp in is upon us. Now, if Jumy can get on top of that Cyclone, that could be game. If he can dive on that Cyclone, Jumy just keeping his army pinned back. There it is! Oh, does move in. The Cyclone does get the hell out of there. ByuN, he evacuates the natural. He pulls back into the main. Lock on that Stalker. Oh, no, the Stalker! No! The Stalker gets locked in. The Stalker goes down. Yeah, rough start. Adept does fall as well. That Cyclone doing a lot of damage in the back line, and yeah, ByuN is holding. ByuN, he is holding. Oh, I say that, 4 more Stalkers come in. Again, warping in 4 Stalkers at a time. Another Stalker goes down. Brutal lock on. Jumy going for the dive, but GG gets called as Jumy, he does not break through. Good luck. Well played. Look at that. And ByuN will take the series at 3-0. Will be this week's champion. GG. GG, well played. ByuN, he will take the series, will be our champion. Will be our champion, and ByuN will take a great shout out to Jumy though, because Jumy, even though he goes down here, even though I know it's very late in Europe, I know it's very late, but Jumy, he had an amazing performance making it this far, and again, I will say that game 1 was beautiful. Like game 1, I felt like kind of set the tone a little bit. I will say after game 1, Jumy was a little bit demotivated. In game, he was like, oof, like that doesn't bode well. Like after game 1, Jumy, he was disheartened a little bit, and I don't blame him. Like it was so close. It was so close, and I'm sure he felt so solid in that game as well. But does feel like it kind of set the tone, and in the end, ByuN did snowball out of control, did take it. But again, shout out to Jumy, did perform very well here in this series and in this tournament. But congratulations to ByuN. Congratulations, ByuN, he does claim it. GG. GG, well played. Whew. And with that, we are going to be wrapping up. We're going to be wrapping up here for the broadcast. A bit of a shorter broadcast, actually. Usually we last like 4 hours. But I will say that if you remember, Jumy versus 3-Point was pretty short, right? Jumy versus 3-Point was a pretty short series, and of course the finals was a short one as well, so this does wrap up a little bit faster than we're used to. Regardless, hope everyone had a great time, hope you all enjoyed yourselves. If you enjoyed this tournament, and if you want to see the next one, this is a bi-weekly. Every 2 weeks, or every fortnight. Every 2 weeks, bi-weekly, we do feature the Tenacious Turtle Tussle at this time slot. This is at a more NA-friendly time, so we're able to feature some NA players like Vindicta. You know, Miguelito, Vindicta was here, Greenert from Canada, we had Hunted Swarm as well, and many others, so this is a little bit more at a NA-friendly time, and some of the Europeans can stay up, and some of the Koreans can wake up early as well, so we're able to feature all 3 time zones and all 3 player bases with this event. But again, it's every 2 weeks. If you want to help support it, you can do so via Match Arena. If you want to boost the prize pool for this tournament. Otherwise, our next broadcast is going to be later tonight. Let's switch our scenes over. Let's switch our scenes and catch up on our weekly schedule. Now, we are live twice a day, every single day, usually. But as you can see here, we kind of had a day off on Wednesday. It was not intentional. It was forced upon us. Yesterday was kind of depressing. It was a little bit smudge. Basically, what had happened, we were scheduled to cast Code for Giants Cup and the Rex March Madness. We had 2 events lined up yesterday. But for Code for Giants Cup, I suffered from a little bit of insomnia. Basically, after the HSL broadcast, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't get any sleep. By the time Code for Giants Cup started, which was at like 9 a.m. my time, I was wide awake. Like, I was awake, but we didn't cast it because I was very fatigued as well. I say wide awake. I was awake, but I was fatigued, and I didn't feel like it would be a good cast. So in the end, we missed Code for Giants Cup. I will be catching up via replay, so we'll be catching up on that. In the evening, we were supposed to be casting the Rex March Madness, and we were fully rested for that. We were good to go. But the internet here was very unstable. Internet was very unstable. We were spiking up to 1000 ms in game, 1000 ms, and of course I don't want to hinder the players whatsoever. So for whatever reason, we just kept spiking. Like it was like it would spike up, then back down, and then spike up. I don't know what was going on, but like, and that's not usual here. That's not regular. It's not a regular occurrence. But our internet was very unstable for whatever reason. So we weren't able to cast the Rex March Madness. Shout out to Rex, shout out to Cosmos for both events that we missed. We'll be catching up via replays. As you can see, on Saturday evening, you can see on the schedule, Rex March Madness. That event was live last night. We're going to be catching up on replays on Saturday. Less than ideal, you know. I know a lot of people are more interested in live coverage and live events, like this event even. So it's less than ideal, and I know that was covered by Rex, by Wardy. I think Wardy casted in English. But we'll be catching up on those matches on Saturday instead. So if you missed out on that event, we got you covered on Saturday. Likewise, Code for Giants Cup, which is a Brazilian tournament, will be casted next week. So we have that lined up. Meanwhile, we just wrapped up with the Turtle Tussle Thursday morning. Thursday evening at 7 p.m. KST, we're going to be live with the Pondcast. If you're curious, what is the Pondcast? That is a weekly talk show where we go over all the news of the week. We have a lot of discussions, and again, if you're maybe a little bit out of the loop in StarCraft 2, then we got you covered. Last week we went over, did we go over Krakow last week? I am Krakow. Last week was the Bruno GLHF interview. There was a ByuN documentary series that was updated, and we had, of course, the Shopify Rebellion Evo content as well. So we went over some of the news, went over all the results of last week's tournament as well. This week, there's also a lot to discuss. This week we have, oh my god, we have the Happy video that was released by Esports Storyteller. Going over Happy. We have the Vortex documentary that was made as well, or like video rundown, so we're going to be catching up on that. We have the GLHF interview with Crisis, so we're going to be discussing that. We have a new board game, a new StarCraft 2 miniature board game was released, so we're going to be discussing that. TLMC results, Pigsty Festival. I know there are new figurines and plushies released that are also from SE2, so there's a lot to go over, and of course the news of the week as well. So there's plenty to discuss when it comes to happenings in StarCraft 2. So if you're interested, if you want to be up to date, you can either watch it live or catch up with the VODs on YouTube. Aussie internet unstable. What a shock, as an Aussie, I know the pain. I mean, just to wind it back, usually our internet's fine. Like usually, we don't have the fastest internet, but usually it's fine. Like usually we're all good. I've never experienced spikes like that before. So. Really unfortunate, really very smudge, feels bad, man. But yeah, later on tonight we have the Pondcast. Tomorrow we're going to be live with the HSL, with the Hispanic Star League. We always have half a day off, so Friday evening we do have off. Technically, I guess we had Wednesday off, but like I was just depressed on Wednesday. I was very sad because we just couldn't work basically on Wednesday. It was out of our control. But we have Friday evening off, as we usually do, kind of leave half a day off a week. That's going to be Friday evening, and we have Saturday with Host Masters, with the Host Open, with Rex March Madness, SEL, Sparkling Tunic Cup, and more StarCraft Evolution. So we have a jam-packed schedule over the weekend and leading up to it as well. So if you want to tune in, Cranky Ducklings, exclamation mark socials in the chat, and you'll get a link to our social medias. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Discord, all things Cranky Ducklings. We have Mastodon, we have Blue Sky. Likewise, check out our YouTube, as we do upload VODs on a daily basis. Plenty of VODs on YouTube, plenty of content to indulge in, so do check it out there. Otherwise, Patreon, Patreon in the chat. You can see our Patreon currently listed under the schedule, bottom right. You can see the Patreon. We have a goal of 500 USD a month, and we have exceeded and reached so many goals this month, currently at 445 USD. Thank you so much to all of our patrons. 100% of that money goes towards tournaments and players. We don't take a cut or anything like that. Not yet. Eventually, I would love to reach a goal where we can pay out like admins and pay casters. But currently, all the money on Patreon goes towards tournament prize pools and players. So if you want to help support the players, you can do so via the Patreon. The Patreon does fund our 3 tournaments currently, as you can see here, bam, on screen. We have Sea Duckling Open, which is a bronze to diamond tournament. That is a monthly amateur tournament for diamond players. We have Master Swan Open on the other side. That, as the name kind of entails, is a tournament for masters players, also a monthly tournament. And we have Sparkling Tuna Cup in the middle. That is an open tournament to all players, where we feature players like Solar, like ByuN, Jumy, Geralt, Shin, Bunny, Creator. All of our regulars do compete in Sparkling Tuna Cup. That is an open tournament, and our next goal on Patreon is to boost the prize pool specifically of the Tuna Cup even further. So if you want to help support the scene, help support the players, help support StarCraft, you can do so via Patreon if you wish. And again, all goes towards these 3 events, goes towards those prize pools. When it comes to our next goal, the goal that we just reached is to actually boost the prize pool of our amateur events enough to actually be eligible for Liquipedia. So for those that don't know, to have your tournament on Liquipedia as a website, it does require a minimum threshold of prize money provided to actually make it onto the main space, and we have reached that goal with Patreon. So we're going to be moving all of our events over to Liquipedia, to their Liquipedia pages, so that's going to be a lot of work, but we'll be doing so. So very exciting to see that, and yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for all the support, whether it's on Patreon, whether you're subscribing on Twitch, whether you're a member on YouTube, or even just watching the channel. Thank you so much. Do appreciate it so much. And we'll see you guys later on tonight for the Pondcast. That is going to be in 7 hours. In 7 hours time, we're going to be live with the Pondcast. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you then. We will see you then. Congratulations to ByuN, and I'm going to go catch up on all the news. I have a lot of videos to watch, a lot of interviews to watch as well, to talk about during the Pondcast, so I'm going to get through all that. So I'm going to be catching up, and I'm going to get some breakfast as well. 2 p.m. breakfast time. Happy breakfast time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. We'll see you guys tonight or tomorrow, whenever you happen to tune in. We'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Hasta luego. Ciao, papi, ciao. Hasta luego.